Welcome to SABC Digital News Tech Wrap. In case you've missed it, these are the big tech stories of the week. Apple, Samsung and Google are searching for applications that could turn wearable technology, like smartwatches and bracelets, into must-have items that monitor blood sugar, according to sources. The firms are reportedly hiring medical students and engineers and asking US regulators about oversight and developing glucose measuring features in future wearable devices. The first round of technology may be limited, but eventually the companies could compete in a global blood sugar tracking market worth over $12 billion by 2017, according to research from Global Data. Amazon's line of devices is expanding into phones with the long-anticipated launch of the Fire smartphone. The communication and media device adds to the Kindle Fire HD tablet and the Fire TV set-top box recently announced.
Called the Amazon Fire, the main talking point of the phone is the so-called dynamic perspective feature. This allows the phone to alter the perspective of whatever's on the screen based on the angle at which you're viewing it. The three-dimensional images appear to protrude from the screen, with the angle of a protrusion shifting based on the position of the user's head relative.
SA Parliamentary spokesperson Lusuku Jacobs says the introduction of new technologies, including new Parliament apps, tablets and smartphones for MPs, forms part of the House's ongoing digital transformation.
Tell me a bit about how you try to transform.
Yes, indeed. You capture it very nicely. It's part of the transformation of Parliament. It's part of the modernization of Parliament. It's part of making members even more effective in the conduct of their work. And as part of that, we've got tools of trade, which we provide to members. And that includes iPads, that includes laptops, that includes smartphones, and various other gadgets that enable members to be in touch with information. You know, we're talking about access to EBSCO hosts, for example, you know, through our library, you know, wealth of information and books that members can access for their own research and for their own preparation.
This library is also available at their fingertips because we have what is called tools of trade, which includes an iPad, which includes laptops, and they are connected to this. And we've got an application where they can connect through EBSCO host to any library in the world to requisition any information that they need.
Limpopo rural communities will now have a cheaper option of accessing the internet. Microsoft Africa and the University of Limpopo are making broadband available at rates as low as 50 Rand for a Wi-Fi connection. This is aimed at helping to bring technology to classrooms, farms and businesses.
The internet carries a mammoth of information. That's what excites pupils at Duasho Secondary School in Mankweng, Limpopo. Today they are being shown a new high-tech center that will make learning easier for them.
I think it's going to change the way I learn because it is going to be easier for me to get to the internet, not just by going to the copy shop because it's too far.
So right here at the rural area, first we don't have electricity and we have to travel 5 kilometers to the nearest internet cafe.
Microsoft has teamed up with the CSIR as well as the Department of Science and Technology in a project to roll out TV white spaces in schools right here in Limpopo. What are these TV white spaces I speak of, you ask? Well, let me leave it to the experts to explain.
Yes, sometimes we get lost in all of these big fancy words. At the end of the day, this project is all about bringing affordable internet access to rural communities. This is really about enabling those communities to leverage the power of technology to help themselves, to lift themselves out of the poverty situations that they are finding themselves in today.
This happens as affordable internet is connected through unused gaps between TV channels in the ultra-high frequency spectrum. It does sound complicated, but that's what TV white spaces are. The University of Limpopo has suffered major internet connectivity problems in the past. That's another reason this project will help here.
We're starting with education, but we're looking at further moving this into the health space, and from health then into business, into agriculture, so that we can assist our emerging farmers with monitoring and giving them advice using this broadband connectivity.
This will then make teaching both in local schools and at the university a little easier.
President Jacob Zuma says government plans to improve South Africa's information and communications sector. In his second State of the Nation address, President Zuma said government would expand electronic communication services, including broadband and digital broadcasting.
We'll expand, modernize and increase the affordability of information and communications infrastructure and electronic communication services, including broadband and digital broadcasting. Cabinet adopted South Africa Connect, our broadband policy and strategy.
And finally, global online video giant YouTube plans to block music videos of artists who have not signed up for their new subscription service.
Internationally, the best-selling musician of recent times is Adele. She is an independent musician as she isn't signed to any major label. Her music videos are some of the most viewed on the video streaming site YouTube. Now there's a possibility that her music, as well as that of Arctic Monkeys, Vampire Weekend and other bands, could disappear off YouTube. This is because the streaming site is having trouble reaching royalty agreements with some independent labels. YouTube's new service is reported to be in its final stages of planning. Their new method would operate in the way Spotify and other premium subscription sites operate. You'd have to pay for what you watch. If YouTube and independent labels fail to reach an agreement, then you'd have to go to other sites to find some of your favorite musicians.